All right.
All right.
What's it do? Why is it?
I swear it got closer that time.
You gotta tilt that.
Okay.
There we go.
All right.
Go with it.
Week 10, and a lot has happened.
Yeah.
Particularly, this fellow we like to call, well, I say like to call, his name is Le'Veon Bell. So, brother, what is your take
All right.
on the Le'Veon Bell situation?
So we're obviously gonna have two different takes because one, on my team, I'm sitting with James Conner and Le'Veon Bell. So him coming back. Let's first talk about his tweet, right? I initially saw the tweet and it said, pass the sticks. Have you heard about that?
No.
His tweet that said, it's been a good run, time to pass the sticks.
Oh.
And he had like smiley faces with
So
sunglasses.
he's admitting James Conner's the shit, and he's sorry that he did what he did.
That's what I'm thinking, right? I'm thinking he's like, okay, I'm going to leave Pittsburgh in good hands with James Conner. But a lot of people are indicating that it means, all right, James Conner, you've had your fun. Now pass me the sticks.
No, that's not what's going to happen.
The man is back.
I'm gonna tell you, Le'Veon, that's not what's going to happen.
I hope not.
As good as Le'Veon Bell is, I'm not going to say he's not good. But I think what Le'Veon was expecting is, I'm going to sit out for 3 weeks. They're going to lose some games because the running back's not good. And then they're going to have to pay me money. And then he forgot James Conner beat cancer. So James Conner can do what he wants to do.
James Conner beat Clemson.
Yeah, he did.
Which is more impressive. I
think
know.
I think the cancer thing still, yeah.
Okay.
But anyways, like, there's always going to be another guy there to eat the cake. And he done ate the cake and then blew out the candles in Le'Veon Bell's face.
Yeah.
So,
what's gonna what do you think's gonna happen though?
I'll tell you what's gonna happen when Le'Veon does come back, because he has to, just to make enough money to. I'm assuming, not eat ramen for the rest of his life.
Back this week. Like, I'm so close to dropping Le'Veon Bell, and I want to so badly.
But
he has to come back this week.
Here's my problem with it: Le'Veon Bell comes back, and now there's no way they don't play James Conner on top of playing Le'Veon Bell.
But there's no way you pay.
No.
Listen, they'd be paying. Now, I haven't number crunched this, but they'd be paying Le'Veon Bell per game what they're paying James Conner pretty much for the whole season.
Here was what
they're not going to just pay this dude and not wear him out.
Here was my other theory.
I would run Le'Veon Bell 30 times a game. That's what I would do. I would wear Le'Veon Bell out.
No. And don't get me wrong. He's definitely going to get a workload. Mm-hmm. But there's no way you don't play James Conner now. There's no way you don't split the carries. Now that you know that both of them can do this, there's no way you don't split it to where they both aren't getting injured prone.
Which crushes fantasy value.
Drastically. Because you're never going to know who's going to get the touchdown.
However, I've been real worried about both of them coming back. And I'm like, I can't play both of them. Yeah, obviously, I'd have to play Le'Veon Bell, but as good as Connor's doing, how could I sit him on my bench?
But what if this turns into a Marquise Allen-Kamara situation last year in the last 4 weeks?
Yeah.
To where it's like they both score 20-plus points every week.
You want to know why it's not?
Oh, because that's just not how they run their offense.
Because they have Big Ben and Antonio Brown.
Agreed.
Right? Last year it worked out because you had a second-year guy, Michael Thomas, who didn't cry about getting the ball or not. And you had no one after him. In Pittsburgh...
and now you really don't have him.
In Pittsburgh, you have Antonio Brown and Juju.
Oh, yeah. Fair enough.
Ooh. Yeah, a little slide on Des Bryant there.
Yeah.
But I can't really say anything because this week, actually, I'm playing... calm down. 3 Cleveland Brown players. And I'm fine with it. It hasn't crossed my mind to take out any of them. Jarvis Landry.
People out there, this is what defeat looks like. When you have to play 3 Cleveland players.
I get to. Don't get me wrong. I love Atlanta.
I mean, don't wrong.
But they win because of their offense right now.
I hate that you got Duke Johnson after the whole thing. After I dropped him for weeks on weeks of trying to think he's coming back, they're going to use him.
And then I picked him up, and then I dropped him, and then I just picked him. Yeah.
Like the offensive coordinator finally picked up on it. Like, hey, by the way, there's this guy that catches the ball.
Right, yeah. And you think, like, after Carlos Hyde left, it'd be obvious.
That's what we thought.
So I'm going to play both of them because... Really, they're both considerably my flex play, in my opinion. So if one of them gets 20 points and the other gets 10, solid.
Fair enough.
Solid play for me. But I don't want that to be Le'Veon Bell, James Conner, because I need one of them to be my bell cow.
But anyways, on the Le'Veon Bell thing, I have to talk about this because I found it hilarious.
Right.
So did you see where there was a bank robbery in Pittsburgh, and they caught Antonio Brown speeding away from the scene of the crime?
I saw the ticket.
But
I
now, he wasn't speeding away from the actual scene of the crime. He was just speeding because he was in a fast car, and he's Antonio Brown. He does what the fuck he wants in Pittsburgh.
I would do it too.
But the funny joke was... the funny joke was that they're like, oh, he's probably just giving Le'Veon Bell a ride from the scene of the crime because he needs to get that cash because he ain't got no more. $8 million? You lost $8 million because you want to be a jackass?
He's stubborn.
Oh my God.
I will go play one of his games for that paycheck. Just the one.
And you know James Conner's going back there like, all right, guys, so y'all have $8 million you're not doing anything with? You feel like throwing me a bone?
I get a couple incentives over here? Yeah.
And here's my thing. So now, Le'Veon Bell, right? He's going to come back. He's going to play. But his stats are not going to be near what they could have been, even if he came back without a James Conner, right? So now they're even worse. So now, even if he wants to sign with a new team, they're not going to pay him a lot of money.
No.
Especially not after this fiasco.
No one wants the headache of a 28-year-old
so
running back.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so now looking back on it, do you think Le'Veon Bell
is an idiot? Yes.
What-
Everyone in America thinks he is.
No, he's definitely an idiot. But what do you think? Do you think Le'Veon goes, damn? Do you think Le'Veon knows he's an idiot? That's my real question.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, deep down.
But my thing
would
is-
he ever admit it to even his best friend? Probably not.
But my thing is, wouldn't you have, like, all right, so if you'd watched NFL, right, which I'm sure Le'Veon does since he's not doing nothing else.
Nothing else.
After, like, week 3 of your boy James Conner out there tearing it up, wouldn't you have just went ahead and went back and just said, okay, now this isn't going to work out like I thought it was, so let me get back there. Why wait this long? Just a pride thing? Is it a pride thing?
I'll give you my take. So, at the beginning of the year, they made it a big deal to admit he was practicing and training at a facility with, great people. I think that he's injured. I think even if he comes back, he won't play.
He's come back, he's missing like a big toe or something?
I think something happened. I don't know what is wrong, but he is banking on not playing this year. Steelers know about it. Maybe they know secretively somehow, but there has to be some type of injury going on for him to just forfeit $15 million.
Do you know what my favorite part about this is? For sure.
He has to take a physical to sign with another team, so he's probably not going to make another dime playing football in his life.
Exactly. That, and hands down, this particular situation, it hadn't been done before, but I was worried personally that if this Le'Veon Bell thing worked out in Bell's favor, we're like, oh, he sat out. And then they were like, okay, we're going to pay him like that. That they were going to have more of these players sit out things.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't nobody crazy enough to do this shit again.
I hope
like
not.
Like Todd Gurley in a few years, something like that. In
a few years, he's like a 5-6 year contract.
But
so he's going to be 30 by the time the contract's
what
over.
I'm saying
is
is other players are not going to hold on to this whole franchise tag worrying bullshit thing. Even running backs, which are the ones that need to. Honestly, I get it, but
I mean, at least in a way, I think it's bullcrap that Le'Veon Bell didn't get paid
at the beginning. Yes.
But it's business.
Right. My thing
Pittsburgh got lucky with James Conner. Because if James Conner wasn't there, they would have begged him to come back and paid him so much money to come back in week 3.
Here's my thing. You have a job, right? You get paid to do this job. You want more money. That's fine. You ask for more money. And they give you it a little bit, but it's not what you wanted.
Mm-hmm.
In my world, you just take that little bit.
But in your world, you're also not risking getting injured and never being able to make more.
I get it, but like that just
that's everyone's choice.
I think it's
Steelers got lucky with James Conner.
Would you say lucky though? Because I'll be honestly, I watched that Ridley guy the other night right after James Conner, and like
he didn't do great.
He didn't do great, but like what I'm saying is there's
Stephen Ridley could not replace.
I'm not saying he'll play, but I'm saying there's so many players out there. Yeah, am I saying that James Conner is not like a surprise?
He's a surprise. He's really good.
But what I'm saying is because of how many running backs.
James White is a product of an offense. James White's not going to go make $10 million a year somewhere else.
Okay, fair enough.
Connor, I think
Could.
So there's that.
All right. Well, let's move on. We spent a lot of time on this one, so.
Yeah.
Okay.
What happens? Hopefully, everything good for me.
I'll let you explain this one if you want.
Hopefully, they just drop him and he signs somewhere. Kind of like that guy that just.
They can't
tore
though.
his
He can't
Achilles.
sign with another team.
If they drop him, he
They're
could
not.
technically
Oh no.
sign
Are you
with them.
telling me that if you're Pittsburgh and he's put you through all this crap, you're actually going to drop him so he can go somewhere else? Hell no. They're going to hold on to that.
I mean, you would think so, but
And they might even accidentally lose his signature in the mail, so he can't sign it, and then he loses all his money.
who knows? I wouldn't. Yeah, who knows? All right. So what we're gonna do? We're gonna change up. We're not really gonna change it up, but we're gonna do a better job of working with our daily fantasy picks. We are going to list our favorite from each position, including defense, and we're going to say where they are listed based upon DraftKings.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so
That's the only one that
for
matters.
instance, my quarterback this week is Phillip Rivers, and he is the 7th most expensive quarterback on DraftKings. Ideally, if you want to make some money, each position, I did a 5-player per how many slots there are. Right, so for a quarterback, you want a top 5 quarterback. There's only 1 quarterback slot.
Mm-hmm.
Versus a running back, there's 2 slots, so you want a top 10. Receiver, 3 slots, you want a top 15. So I took Phillip Rivers at 7th, hoping he'll come in the top 5 slot. And how we're gonna base each other, like who did a really good job, is
The
percentage
differentials.
base.
Yeah.
Percentage base. So if I pick someone with in the 30th, and they come in the top, or they come in 5th, a 6-time incremental increase. Probably going to win that one.
Mm-hmm.
However, if you pick the 6th guy and he comes in 1st, that's also a 6 times incremental increase. So you still want to pick the person you think is going to do really good. Not just, hey, this person jumped from 48 to 30. Yay. That's not that big of an incremental, and you don't want the 30th receiver.
We can't really do last week's differential because we don't know where they were when we picked them, but we do know where some of them finished. We had a couple of good plays, but obviously Corral.
They had 4 rushing touchdowns in the first half, and none of them were from Cam Newton. He very well could have been the number 1.
Yeah, and
easily.
We were big on that, and Corral was a big bust. We'll admit to that blunder. We're sorry if you use that information to your disadvantage.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't.
They admitted the field was tore up after the college game. But I still didn't think that would. I thought if anything would come through, is still solid would be the running game. But apparently, no offense occurred. It was like 13-6.
Sure.
And there was a defensive touchdown in there. So there's that. No excuses though. Play like a champ. Anyways, my quarterback was Phillip Rivers, who is the 7th.
Mm-hmm. I'm going with Drew Brees. I'm going a little high on this one. He's the 3rd, so pretty much if he doesn't end his first, I'm not really getting much out of this. But I don't think there's any way he finishes below 3rd.
Yeah.
I mean, because all right, when we're saying this, we're counting from Sunday, so Ben Roethlisberger is out of this equation.
Yeah.
And so is Cam Newton.
Big Ben.
Yeah. So I don't think there's any way he finishes below 3rd. Just because Cincinnati's a great matchup. And Drew Brees has been slinging the piss out the ball lately.
Yep.
And he doesn't throw interceptions. So
yeah, he won on the year.
One on the air.
Fantastic. Fun fact about Phillip Rivers, he has not thrown under 2 touchdowns all year.
That's impressive.
In every single game. That's freakishly impressive. And you know who he's got this week?
The
Raiders, who are tossing the season, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Can't prove it, but...
They I mean, they are.
All right. Who's your running back?
So, and obviously you have to pick 2 in DraftKings, but I'm going to go to the one that I picked at the lower position, so I get the different... Yeah. And I'm going with the guy who I've talked about a few times, but I think this is the week he does it, even though we said Corral would do it last week on this team. And I'm picking Aaron Jones. I think Aaron Jones...
He's actually a good running back.
He's actually a good running back, and this matchup is great for him. You know, they got some wide receivers out, and they're going to be able to run the ball.
They have a threat of a pass.
They have yeah. And Aaron Jones is 17th, and I think he finishes in the top 10. Maybe like top 7.
I can see that. I like the decent jump. Yeah, it's hard to pick someone in first, and I actually did that because you're not going to get the percentage.
Yeah,
jump,
like
but
I mean, I
obviously
played.
we're going to use common sense and be like, you pick the guy in first.
That's what we
and
talked
he
about.
came in first, but
The Chargers. There's always gonna be like I played Melvin Gordon in my other slot. Like I
Yeah.
got it. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. My guy's Duke Johnson. Why? Because they had a new offensive coordinator
Exactly.
last week.
Oh, I love it.
And
love it.
that's why I think it could happen again. Usually it's just a fluky thing, but this week they're up against Atlanta. Atlanta can't stop.
I'm playing
That-
him in my Yahoo league. Like you have to take this because if it does what it did last week,
I don't expect
golden.
him to score 2 touchdowns.
No,
Debo,
no, no.
Debo's back. I'm pretty sure Debo's going to play.
Is he?
That's
is he-
Deion Jones, our middle linebacker,
linebacker.
who's the fastest middle linebacker.
Who if he does
Awesome.
if he doesn't play, that defense is in for freaking just
Yeah.
rough day.
Yeah.
I don't care who they play.
But we also got Bruce Irvin, baby.
eh,
Let's go. 3
Anyway.
win streak right now. Got easy schedule. Got them on our schedule.
But I know I love that play. I think that's a easy like he's gonna score higher than 20th if they
Yeah.
if they play the same scheme they played last week.
Right.
If-
which is honestly why I'm playing Duke Johnson and Chubb. Got that powerhouse in case they're just going to be able to push the ball on Atlanta. But
Pretty
I also
much
got
what
the
Cody's
receiver.
hoping. Cody's hoping that Duke Johnson catches all the balls to the goal line and then Nick Chubb runs it in.
punches it in. Yeah. I'm
enough.
just covering all my bases on the ground and then Jarvis Landry in the air.
Fair enough.
Jarvis Landry is honestly my least favorite. Duke Johnson is obviously my favorite. Duke Johnson was 20, so we'll see what percentage jump I can get on that. Wide receiver.
This is where like, God, I see yours and I'm like, I should. So
But I mean, I honestly don't think mine's going to be a top 5.
that's what I'm saying. You're playing like you get to pick. Technically, you can pick up to 4 wide receivers if you count the 3 spots and the flex.
And the flex.
Right. So, I have a couple of receivers I really like this week, but if I'm picking one that I think is going to end in top 5, it's going to be the guy that's in the 6th position, and that's Keenan Allen. So I'm going to go with Keenan Allen. I will put on a side note just for record. I really think Adam Humphries is going to jump a lot of spots, but I just can't. I can't bank on it, so I'm not going to put that one in there.
Sure.
But
And I'm taking Maurice Harris with going up against Tampa Bay with Washington, and I immediately made that choice when I realized Jameson Crowder wasn't playing.
right. That's
Once
why
I
I'm glad
realized
y'all
Jameson
know
Crowder wasn't playing, Maurice Harris went for 110 yards on like 10 catches
Mm-hmm.
without a touchdown. If he scores a touchdown on Tampa Bay, which he has to, he absolutely has to. Another choice, Chris Thompson's not playing, which I kind of like Capri Bibbs.
that. Hey,
You have him somewhere?
wait for our pickups.
Waiver wire pickup. Yay! All right. Yeah, that's a good one. But I think he's gonna be the slot guy that gets a ton of points for them. At least I'm just hoping for like 5 or 6 catches.
You get 5 or 6 catches, but it totals like 100 yards and a touchdown.
Right. Up against
a great
Tampa Bay. That's what I'm looking forward to. If he scores a touchdown, I think he will definitely be better than his
48.
48.
I think Humphries is
He will be better than the 48.
Humphries has
but,
got to be in that 40th range, and I think they both end up in the top 15.
But that's what I'm thinking for Harris.
Top 15.
Humphries, like I said, I just don't trust that quarterback.
That's fine, but they clearly have a connection lately.
Yeah.
So that's just what I'm going off of.
Sure.
Just to be clear, I'm playing Humphries in like all my leagues. I just don't have him in my DraftKings thing for us on here. Tight end.
Wait, who'd you pick receiver?
Keenan Allen,
Keenan. Oh,
who's
wow.
6th. But I mean, he's playing the Chargers, and like
Do you
that's
like
where
Tyler Boyd? I love Tyler Boyd this week.
I like Tyler Boyd in the fact like he's going to score points, but I feel like because AJ Green's out,
But he's like 5th. Like, that's a hard value to
that's a
cover.
hard value, and because AJ Green is out,
He'll be the one covered.
he'll be the one.
Which is
so-
also why I like
Justin
John Ross.
Ross.
Yes.
So like,
Ross, baby.
but John Ross also has improved. Like I was so big on John Ross at the beginning of the year, you know that.
But he's
And
healthy and he's fast.
he's so fast. But
He's
I
got,
just-
if he just has to beat the defense once.
I
He just has
honestly,
to beat them
I'm-
once
I think it's a Joe Mixon day. To be perfectly honest with you,
against the Saints.
I feel like it's a Joe Mixon day because Gio Bernard's out, so Joe Mixon's going to get
There he
the
is.
carries and the catches and
Okay.
on the screens.
Okay. But,
And Uzman's-
but the
and
only
Uzman's
thing that
out.
makes me worried about there is what if Saints go up by 21 in the first half?
See, that's the other, they also have
That makes sense.
their other tight end is out. Uzma's out, so like there's Saints aren't going to have a
He's
lot.
not out.
It is. He was yesterday. Now if it's changed since
I think
yesterday.
he is.
Okay. But
All right. Who's your tight end this week?
well, I tell you, it's gonna have a possible better. I mean, that's just. I mean,
It's gonna be possible.
It's gonna be possible. I'm gonna go back to back weeks of Benjamin Watson.
And I'm gonna go Travis Kelce.
That's fair. I mean, that's easy. You know what I'm saying? If Ertz was playing this week, I'd play Ertz.
Travis Kelce's got to be number one because he's always number one because Ertz ain't there this week to play in this matchup.
And if Ertz was here, I'd pick him at second or first, whatever he would be.
I hate doing that. Like I want to find that special person,
but you can't. And now I will say this: I'm not doing it because he talked me out of it, and I agree. But if you're going on a flyer of a big differential, I mean, Dwayne Allen's probably like 101.
And he's not gonna pick up any points.
But he's gonna pick up a point or two. He's got to. He's the only tight end playing for him against Tennessee.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
I thought that.
I wish we could do a water bet on like an over/under on catches.
2.
Okay, I'll go over 2.
Okay.
Okay, I'll go over 2.
I get 0, 1, or 2, and you get over.
Yeah.
All right. I just won that one.
All right.
Did he have a catch last week?
What Gronk played?
Did he?
Huh?
No, he didn't.
For like a little bit of the game, didn't he?
No, he didn't.
But anyways.
Oh no. Defense. You went with Jets?
No, actually.
Oh.
When I looked at it and I could do it, you know, like we're talking about different. I think the Pats have the highest chance of going over
I like that.
their thing. They're 10th.
I
By the way, Watson was 13th.
I went with. Oh, okay. Yeah, Kelce was first. I went with it anyways.
Yeah. Pats was 10th.
Bills were 5th.
Are you kidding me? The Bills were 5th.
They're going up a backup.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it knew they were going up against.
What are the Jets on there then?
3rd.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad I picked them
Is Josh Allen going to play? That's the question.
I don't care who's playing for the Bills. The Bills' offense, like as much as I think the Raiders suck, the Bills by far have the most nostalgic offense in the entire league.
But Josh Allen can get first downs and keep them on the field, which helps their defense out. I mean, their defense literally held the Patriots to 18 or 19 points.
Fair enough. And at the beginning of the year, I was big on the Bills' defense.
As long as if Josh Allen's not going to throw 3 pick sixes a game like these backup quarterbacks have been doing for the Bills, you have to score defensive points on the Bills to hurt the Bills, which just happens when Josh Allen's not playing. Jets going with Josh McCown. Don't get me wrong, Josh McCown's going to end up throwing for 4 touchdowns somehow. These backup quarterbacks like Fitzpatrick just kills me. But yeah, so I went with Bills.
Fair enough. All right. What do you want to do next? You want to do
MVP
standings
or
standings?
Standings. I don't see there's going to be much of a difference. Patriots in the East. This is AFC. Patriots in the East. Pittsburgh in the North. Houston in the South, which I called early, but week 4 I think we looked at it and they were like 1-3, and I was like, oh my gosh, I was so wrong on this.
And then Jacksonville took a shit.
Yep. And then in the West is the Chiefs. I don't see any of that changing. Do you? No. I think that's exactly.
Who do you have as your wild cards for that division?
Now wild cards, basically who has a chance right now? A good chance is Chargers, Bengals, Miami. I took Chargers, and then, like I said, when they played each other, winner of Bengals and Miami is going to be that 6th one, so the Bengals.
Yep, so I got the same thing.
That's what I got going on.
And then NFC, you got Eagles, Vikings, Saints, Rams. I think,
Eagles, Vikings, Saints, Rams. Eagles isn't Washington's first right
Washington's
now.
First, but I think we're all not retarded, so we all know the Eagles are gonna. They just picked up Golden Tate, which I love. I love this thing. Yeah. If it works out, my fantasy team's gonna look freaking awesome again. Finally, Golden Tate's I'm actually gonna have a starting receiver at the number 1 slot.
Woo!
The Rams, clearly. Saints, as much as we hate to say it, that's just a no-brainer now.
Yeah.
And the Vikings, even though
Minnesota's not first.
No, the Bears are first.
Yeah, but I have Minnesota as well.
Minnesota's schedule has been really rough, I think.
Yeah.
And
they get Detroit twice in the next 2 weeks, and they get to prove themselves against the Bears next week.
Right.
I think that's 3 wins for Minnesota.
So, and then in the wild card, my Panthers, they did get the shit kicked out of them the other night. I ain't gonna lie.
Panthers are up there. Then you got Washington Bears, and Falcons Seahawks are sitting 4-4, but Falcons have won 3 of the last 3 games.
Yeah. Falcons
And they
are
have
playing
an
great.
easy schedule. They got Cleveland. They
Yeah.
got Tampa Bay coming up.
I think-
we have.
I have it.
Baltimore. I think will end up beating.
And the Panthers have a decent schedule. Like they play Tampa Bay twice. Still, they have a couple. I think it's Panthers and then a mix. Like it depends on how well the Bears can play down the stretch. I think Washington's out of the picture when it comes down to it. I think it's Bears Falcons fighting for that second spot.
we're gonna have the tiebreaker over Washington, which is like why I like the Falcons.
Sucks. You also have a tiebreaker over us probably. Even though, I didn't tell you
Bears.
what to
Who did the Bears play? Detroit this week.
play Detroit. And then they'll have Green Bay one more time. So that's a
And then
probable
they play
loss.
Minnesota next week.
So I mean their schedule's rough
Falcons is easier than the Bears
for sure.
So I'm gonna go with the Falcons. Panthers and Falcons. I don't see why not. Because we're probably gonna lose to. I think we're gonna lose 2 more
By
games.
the way, go into that game at Carolina at the end of the
Falcons,
season.
Panthers,
Fuck yeah.
or Saints.
No, Falcons at Panthers on the 20th. Oh, I'm excited.
Nice. So who do you have wild card? You have Panthers and
I have Panthers / Bear Falcons, whichever. Like it's gonna depend on the next
the
two
next
games.
3 weeks. Yeah.
I mean, look, I think in the next 2 games you'll know.
Okay.
I think either one of them's gonna win 2 straight, and one of them's gonna lose 2 straight.
We
maybe.
should definitely be.
I mean, you should be.
Let's go Stafford.
Yeah.
But we should beat Cleveland. Yeah. And then it'll be Panthers, Falcons. All right. Next up, MVP race.
I don't want to go with the just obvious things here, but they're just that's what I have. I mean, they're just so good. Let me just give you a little stat here. So last year, Gurley had at the end of the season had 13 rushing touchdowns and 6 receiving touchdowns, which is a great year. That's a great year. That's 19 touchdowns for a running back, and he had over I think it was 1,300 yards.
Yep.
He currently has 12 rushing touchdowns and 4 receiving touchdowns.
Yeah, 16 touchdowns.
And he has almost 900 yards.
Yeah, 7 games left.
That is stupid.
He has almost 900 yards rushing.
Yes. That is stupid.
Yeah, Gurley's the only running back I put down.
Yeah,
Connor's doing fantastic.
I mean, Connor's
Lamar's
doing
doing
great.
fantastic. I think watching Saquon Barkley with that
It's fun.
horrid team, he's
fun.
amazing.
Right.
But, yeah, Gurley's easily the running back MVP. The only receivers that have a chance is Thielen. And I actually
That's
put
all.
Michael Thomas simply because of the remaining schedule.
Yeah, he could
They got the Bengals today. They got Tampa Bay again. They got the Panthers again.
I mean,
They
I
got
don't
the
think I've ever
Falcons
seen
again.
I mean,
got
it's
an
been a while.
easy
It's been a
schedule.
while since a wide receiver won the offensive MVP.
Right, and Thielen has the better chance simply
Just because
he
he's
has-
broke all the
he has
records.
80
He's been
catches
breaking these
already.
records. He's
Yeah,
been breaking these records.
but that's what it'd take. I'm not buying any receiver right now. I think it should be Todd Gurley because I don't think the Rams are what they are without him. Chiefs were okay last year under an Alex Smith, which is why that's the only fault I have on Mahomes. All right.
It's like you think the team's just that good.
I mean, okay, when you think about basketball and you talk about MVP, obviously LeBron James should win it every single year because look at Cleveland.
Oh yeah. I see what you're saying.
So when I look at the Chiefs last year without Mahomes, playoff team. When I look at them this year with Mahomes, better playoff team.
I'm just gonna give you a little stat here. Patrick Mahomes has thrown for 29 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
He has thrown 7 interceptions, which is not a bad ratio. It's just not as good as someone like Drew Brees' ratio.
Mm-hmm.
Who, by the way, did you know has never won an MVP?
Drew Brees?
Anyways.
I didn't know that. You know who has? Matt Ryan.
But he's also thrown for, get this, 2,900 yards, which is almost 700 more than Drew Brees has already.
Yeah.
And a couple hundred more than most of them. Almost 400 more than all of them. I mean, he's just slinging this shit out the ball. And you can't ignore it. As much as I want to ignore it and be like, oh, man, no one's, like Deshaun Watson last year. Just no one's figured him out yet. No one's figured him out yet. Mm-hmm. Well, you've had 10 weeks.
Right.
So,
but there are 7 more. Well, actually, there's 8 more, including.
I'll tell you what.
So, don't get me wrong. I'm not predicting the fall of Patrick Mahomes, but I want to see it out.
I'll tell you
I
what.
want to see it out because right now, who's your favorite right now? If you could pick MVP,
Oh, it's
right
Todd
now,
Gurley.
That's what I'm going.
But what I'm saying is, if Patrick Mahomes can go, MVPs are chosen before then, but if Patrick Mahomes can go into the playoffs and maybe pull an upset over the Chiefs after playing them a second time.
Pull an upset over the Patriots.
That's what I meant,
Yeah.
Patriots.
We all knew who you were talking about.
I mean,
Sure.
that would prove to me they're like, okay, this dude's
Sure.
he's a real life.
Yeah, I'm liking both Breeze and Ryan. Those two wouldn't surprise me coming out as the top quarterback on the year. Mahomes probably will. Gurley will. Thielen and Michael Thomas would surprise me. But I think it's Gurley's. I think Gurley's going to be the one that comes out of all of it.
I don't know. I mean, the only way is just this is all. I mean, only way he doesn't win it to me is either injury risk or all of a sudden their offense changes to a full pass offense.
I mean, he's going to get 30 touchdowns this year as a running back.
That's what it looks like.
I mean, I'm guessing LT caught some passes. I was 10 when that season happened. But 2003, 4?
Yeah, that was a different time. But
So,
yeah, he also played in a division at that time who literally couldn't stop a run a running back to save their life.
Yeah, sure. But yeah, I'll let Gurley for it. All right, waivers.
Hey,
quickly.
wait, real quick before we do that. So now thinking about that, because I was talking about divisions and baby. What division is the hardest division to play in the NFL currently? We didn't talk about this before, so now this is on the spot relevance.
The hardest one to play in?
Yep.
Chargers are 6-2, but I'm not buying them. I think the hardest one to play in is one that I would want to say there's decent defense in.
Is it NFC North?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was leaning to so if you look at it like
Because you got Green Bay's defense is actually the worst.
right.
Detroit has, the mastermind of defense now, coming from the Patriots. So Detroit's not horrible. Their offense needs to start clicking, though. I can't believe they traded Golden Tate. Bears is fantastic. Minnesota's is fantastic. Green Bay's offense, I don't want to go against. So there's a reason not to want to play any of those teams. And you can't say that about any other division.
I would say the Chargers and the Chiefs in the West make it hard not to pick that one a little bit just because those offenses are doing really well. But you could say the same thing about the South.
Defenses aren't great.
You could say the same thing about like if you look at the Panthers, the Falcons, and the Saints offenses.
Yeah, there's 3 in the division.
Nobody wants to play any of those.
offense.
Not those offenses.
Nope.
Now we don't. And Tampa Bay's offense scores a lot. They just can never stop anybody else. They lose all the games.
That's true.
So that one's really hard for defenses to play in. But I think the NFC North, when it comes to scoring points, is the hardest one to score in. So I think there you go.
Yep.
Anyway, that was just off topic. But
Okay. I liked it, though. All right, waivers. Quick pickups. Who's your quarterback? You have no quarterback. Pick up a quarterback. Go.
Josh Rosen. Only because he gets Kansas City this week and Tampa Bay next week. And as much as Kansas City's going to whoop him, they're going to let him score a couple points. And he threw for, he did decent against San Francisco. He does good against bad defenses. And
Yeah.
Kansas City's defense is bad.
Predictable.
Yeah,
Predictable. I noticed that. I went with Eli Manning. I know. How stupid.
It's San Fran.
So
I don't hate it.
That's
that kind of goes with my tight end pickup.
And he actually plays, I think he plays Tampa Bay next week.
That's why
So,
I have one in here.
But that's still next week. We already talked about running back, Capri Bibbs.
We both agreed on it. Yep. I like your watch here, but I like mine a little better.
Big boom guy. 2 weeks removed from 2 straight weeks of 20-plus point games, and that's
I pick
Tyrell
him
Williams.
up, and he just stopped scoring points, so I drop
Still
him.
picked up
He's
10.
He's gonna.
Up against Oakland? Yeah, I'll give me one catch for 50 yards and a touchdown, and I'll call it a day.
Mine is Christian Kirk for the Cardinals. He's been playing really well. He has 7+ targets the past 3 games, and he scored a touchdown last week.
Yeah,
Kansas City,
he'll
Tampa
be a
Bay,
volume guy.
I
if
like
he scores a touchdown, he'll be better than Tyrell. But tight end,
Ingram.
I just dropped him.
I know, and I just picked him up. When I was doing this, when we were researching, I was like,
You didn't play him though.
No, I'm not going to play him this week.
Maybe next week.
But next week against Tampa Bay? Yeah.
I didn't have room for him because I wanted to pick up
Tight end's one of
Harris.
those positions you got to keep moving around unless you have Ertz, Kelsey.
Ingram should be so much better, but because of Saquon Barkley, he's not.
I think it has a lot more to do with just the offense in general. I mean, Saquon's definitely taken away some stuff.
But Ingram was a top 6, 7 last year. He's not even close to that this year.
Oh, true.
I got lucky.
He's been hurt a lot, and he's the offense has been
He got 9
nostalgic.
targets and scored 13 points because of a touchdown. And that was his best game. So I had to cut him. I like Jack Doyle.
Hey, I like Jack Doyle.
So even this week up against Jacksonville.
All right.